You know NZOWN. It's the sort of show we have a lot of rockers on, you know, a bit of hip-hop, all that sort of thing. Some of them do really well. You know, we have people like the Datsuns come along, and sure, they've had great success overseas, but it's not every day. In fact, it's never happened before. We've never had the highest selling recording artist in the country. We've never had the highest selling classical artist in the world here. But we do now. We can tick that box off, and it's all because of Hayley Westenra. How are you, Hayley?
Good, thanks, Fair. How are you?
Lovely, lovely.
Thanks for that intro.
Well, you know, I think it's quite important to point that out because, you know, we do a lot of popular music here, but this is the first time we've had a classical singer, and for 20 years of age, having achieved all those things, that's quite something, isn't it?
I guess so.
Okay, look, I'm sure most people know the early years of what's happened and everything. But how quick was the transition, sort of from you know, going from living in Christchurch and like out busking on the street and doing that to the first demo, and then all of a sudden you're playing these huge shows in front of royalty and that sort of thing?
Well, I guess, you know, it actually wasn't the period of time between busking and like performing on the world stage is, you know, wasn't that great. But at the time, it seemed to take forever. You know, I was, from the time when I made my demo CD to when I got my record contract and you know, was releasing albums, it seemed to take forever. Like, I was like, I've done my recording, and what's taking so long for it to get out into the stores? I mean, it was only a few months, really. But at the you know, for me, you know, as like a 14-year-old, it's like, I'd already told my friends about it, and I just want to see the album out in the stores. But, you know, looking back, let me think, I released my first album when I was 14, and I'm 20 now. So I guess it's been 6 years, and it does seem like, I mean, it's gone by so quickly.
Absolutely. Like when you released your first album, you just took off immediately. Was it quite freaky for you? Especially going to playing in front of, you know, tens of thousands of people all of a sudden. It should have been really scary, and I should have been, you know, shaking my shoes for every sort of big performance. But I just took it all in my stride, really, and at the end of the day, you know, whether it's just a few people or a huge number of people, you just want to give your best performance. And so the number of people doesn't, you know, the number of people I'm performing to doesn't really enter my mind, strangely enough. I'd say performing with people like Jose Carreras and Andrea Bocelli, that must have been great for you. It
was amazing. Andrea Bocelli isn't a singer that I used to listen to when I was growing up. For those of you who don't know, he's an Italian tenor, and he's got an amazing voice, and so performing with him and recording with him was a huge honour. Jose Carreras is from the Three Tenors. He's such a pro and just so humble. I felt very honoured to perform with him as well.
Now, I'd imagine being in the business that you're in, you have a lot of rock bands out there. If they'd sort of done 6 or 7 albums like you've done, they'd be facing burnout. Yeah. Because of the lifestyle. There seems to be a bit more longevity in your chosen path.
I guess so, yeah. I don't know. I do take good care of my voice, and I'm quite aware of pacing myself. Having said that, though, I'm quite exhausted right now, and I'm kind of looking forward to some sort of break. I don't know when, but I do take good care of my voice, and whereas a rock band might live it up a bit more than I'm living it up.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your work outside of music. You are a part of the Women's Environmental Project, which you're very passionate about, and also the youngest ever ambassador for UNICEF.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about these things, because I know that these are quite close to you.
They are. I feel so fortunate to be, just to have the life that I have, and to, you know, just be travelling the world with a job that feels more like a hobby, and so to have the opportunity to give something back to the world is fantastic for me. Like having the opportunity to help UNICEF as a goodwill ambassador for them is great, and I've been working on a project with them, raising money to provide bicycles for girls in Ghana, and it's gone really well. We've gone over our target of raising money for 6,000 bicycles. So it's really cool. And my work with the Women's Environmental Network is something that it's the organisation really, what they stand for, I truly believe in, and it's all about raising awareness of issues, health and environmental issues from a woman's perspective, and that's something I'm interested in anyway. So it's really great to be able to talk about something I'm passionate about, and at the same time have some sort of proper role, I guess. So I've become what they call a matron for the organisation.
You're too young to be a matron.
I know. I wish they wouldn't call it. I wish a patron I could live with, but matron just sounds.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But hey.
Okay, let's talk about the albums. Having a classical background and everything, and performing classical music, you've got a huge reservoir of material to draw from.
Yeah.
How much sort of original work do you do, and how much do you choose that's already been done in the past?
Yeah, well, actually with my new album, Treasure, I feel like I have a really good balance of old and new. I think it's really important to keep old music alive, but at the same time it's really important to keep on creating new music, so we're moving forward. And so with this new album I did some writing for it. I mean, the initial idea was kind of to record songs that my nan had passed on down to me because she was a singer, and then I decided I also wanted to include songs that I'd picked up on my travels, and then I wanted to do some writing for it. So this album really documents my musical history, and but the writing, getting involved in the writing side of things was really cool and really rewarding. I mean, hearing your own songs played on the radio for the first time is just like the most amazing feeling. Yeah,
nice. Now, classical musical fans, I'd imagine they must be quite civilised rather than screaming, tears.
They tend to be quite reserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's usually, well done, Hayley. Really, love your work.
Yeah, well, my fans tend not to be classical music fans, like classical music purists, as they're kind of called, and I have like my people who come along to my concerts, are of all ages and from all walks of life, and I get like emails from guys who are like, oh yeah, I usually listen to like heavy metal and rock, and then I came across your music and I love it, and I can't stop listening to it, and I'm going to come to your concert in wherever, Houston, Texas or somewhere, and that's really cool that you can that I managed to kind of convert some people. But what I'm doing is I'm singing a variety of different styles of music. My music's quite sort of folksy, but classically based, and I'm sort of branching into a bit of pop. I feel like I'm kind of managing to kind of use the best bits of all styles of music, really, and kind of put them into the mix and kind of making my own sound at the same time.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you very much for talking to us today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Per.
Awesome. Let's check out the video for Both Sides now.